Welcome to the Story Game Podcast, episode 4. Our guest today is McKinley Carlin, our friend from the film school again. Very
Yes,
cool
hello.
guy.
Thanks for having me.
Let's introduce him. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, yeah, I'm a writer-director in Los Angeles, California. Still a student, have one semester left, and met these boys at film school.
Mm-hmm. And he's also 1/3 of the Indian gang. That's right.
It's unofficial.
Yes.
He's the only white member of the Indian gang. The other two members of the Indian gang are Arjun and me. But yeah, welcome back to the Story Game. Thank you for listening again. I'm your host Aman. I'm with my co-host Arjun, who you just heard speaking. And this is a fun game we like to play, and we have been playing for the last 2 years now. It started with us when we were working together. It was something to pass time. And it sort of developed, and now it's our podcast.
Indeed, yeah. Let's go over the rules again just to refresh you. Rule number 1 is that the story cannot be has to be either completely true or completely false. So you can't just make up one small detail and say that the entire story is false because of that.
Rule number 2 is that the story has to be the perfect length. It can't be too short or too long. There's not like a time limit on this, but it has to have like a perfect arc. We're not looking for just an anecdote. In the same vein, we're not really looking for a massive monologue either.
So yeah, let's get started.
And rule number 3,
Oh, yeah. Rule number 3.
the story has to be your own. So you
Yes.
you can't tell somebody else's story, and you can't even tell us like a third person account of, I was there when someone told me the story and I'm retelling it. It just has to be a story you were involved in.
And don't try and pass off other people's stories as your own,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way for us to verify it, but that's just immoral, okay? But anyway, are we missing any rules again?
No, I think that's
Oh,
it.
and questions, right? We're going to ask questions throughout the whole process, try and weed out the liars and determine facts and truth. Yeah?
Yeah. I honestly think this is going to be our toughest episode yet, because Arjun and I now live together, but McKinley and Arjun have lived together in the past. Also, I think out of all the guests we've had so far, McKinley definitely knows the most about the two of us.
Yeah, we've probably told him a lot of stories that he knows.
He's
right.
also been a part of a lot of shenanigans over the years.
I know a
at
lot of the
USC.
lore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a tough one, but it's also going to be a fun one. So I'm going to go first. And I'm just going to warn everyone, this is a bit of a gruesome story, so if you're eating, don't listen to it right now.
What is this disclaimer, dude?
So I was recently visiting my brother and my girlfriend. They don't live together, but they live in the same city in Boston, right? And I'm a fan of the YouTube show Hot Ones. And the thing Hot Ones does is, apart from all the like hot sauces, they have something that they collaborate with this brand called Pocky, okay? And they do the one chip challenge, basically, okay? So it's like one tortilla chip, and it's supposed to be like super spicy. And Sean Evans will get a guest on, and they'll do the challenge together, and it's like a spin-off show of the actual show.
Yeah.
And so I've heard of this chip, and it's always intrigued me, right? Because you see these guys like really freaking out about this chip.
What's the Scoville?
They don't have like an exact Scoville, I don't think, but it was like ghost pepper and like scorpion pepper, whatever.
Okay.
The two spiciest peppers out there, okay? And so I've seen this challenge a lot, and I've always been like, that they're playing it up for the camera or whatever, because like it's one tortilla chip, right? Like at the end of the day, you just swallow it and you'll be fine, right? So
That's the worst logic I've ever heard, dude.
that's what I thought, right? I mean, it's gonna come to bite me in the ass in quite a bad way, but you'll hear about that soon. So, I'm at my girlfriend's college bookstore, and for some
What
reason,
college does he go to again?
Northeastern, and for some reason, they're selling the 2021 one chip challenge, okay? And it's pretty expensive. It's one chip, and you pay like $3 or something. So
The
like,
bookstore is selling the chip.
yeah. Okay, the Northeastern bookstore selling the chip. And so I'm like, okay, we have to do it. Like, whatever, I've seen it, I've never, and like it's sold out on Amazon and stuff. So like, I was like, okay, cool, you know what? It's a sign, let's do it. So I buy two, one for me and my brother, and she buys two, one for her and a friend.
Who's the friend?
like this dude named Darsh, who's a friend of hers. He's like, I know him. He went to school with one of my cousins. Like, he's from Bombay as well.
What's
And they're
his
both
last
in.
name?
Shah, and they're both in Northeastern.
Checks out, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, yeah, so we each buy one, and the guy who's selling like at the checkout counter at the bookstore is Indian, okay, and he was like, oh, haha, you know, I tried this that day and it wasn't spicy at all. You know, these Americans, they think everything's so spicy. Like, my chutney at home was spicier and stuff. Okay, this dude's named Tushar. Okay, and you know, we're making small talk. We're like, oh, haha, classic. We're like, anyway, okay, we'll try it anyway. You know, but if you're saying it's not that spicy, great, amazing, right? So anyway, I call up my brother once I buy it. I'm like, yo, I got these things. Next time we're together, we'll do it like haha fun, brotherly bonding and stuff. It's
Where's he now? He's in Boston
He's
too?
in
Where in Boston?
at Cambridge. So he's doing his MBA at Harvard. So
Okay.
I was at Northeastern and he was in Cambridge, and we're just, you know, I'm like, okay, cool, sick. So it's a Saturday morning, I think. So we bought it on like a Thursday. I go to him Thursday night, you know,
Saturday, wait, that'd be pretty crowded, right? Football game day?
Well, I
on
was at his
Saturday?
house, like this.
But you're at the bookstore, which
No,
would
no,
be
no.
packed,
I got
right?
the bookstore on Thursday. So I
So
went.
you
to,
waited 2 days to try this chip.
yeah, because I said, you know, let's do it together.
Would it not be stale?
No, it's like packaged. It's not like a fresh
It's
chip.
like, okay, it's a chip, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Like,
like okay.
like laminated? Like I'm imagining a laminated chip.
No, so like it comes in like this. It's like Cheetos or like Doritos, right? It's in a
Yeah.
bag. So it's like
Yeah.
a bag made for one chip, and it comes in this box shaped like a coffin
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Okay. Anyway, so Saturday morning we're finally trying it. Okay. We've been putting it off, saying, oh, you know, I'm going out, whatever. My brother's class, blah blah blah. So we're supposed to head out. We're supposed to go into Boston City. So it's me, my brother, and his roommate. Okay. And the roommate was like, no, I don't want to try it at all. Like, I'm so bad with spice, but I'll film you guys, right? Because the goal is if you can like eat the chip and then for 2 minutes right after film yourself not eating or drinking anything, like you can, they'll put you on their wall of fame or whatever, okay, on their website.
Sure.
So that's the only thing you get apparently. So we open these chips. We're
Wait, do
filming
you have to
ourselves.
keep a straight face when you're filming, or is it just like you can do whatever as long as you don't eat or drink anything?
I think it's a 2 minute clip. I assume you have to make a straight face or whatever. Like basically you can't feel the spice, but in that thing it said if you last 5 minutes you're like a pussy. Not those words, but they were like, oh, you know, 5 minutes is nothing, 10 minutes is like decent, and like if you can do an hour you're like a god or whatever, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're sitting there, whatever. I take out this chip. It's made with blue corn, okay? So it's like it has like a really weird look to it, okay?
Mhm.
And I used like I have this nasal issue that we found out about on the last episode, but I use my like spray because I'm like, you know, if I'm really congested, then it's gonna be a mess if it's like super spicy, whatever, right? So I'm sitting there.
Wouldn't that help though if you're like?
Yeah, but open it
blocked
right
and
up.
Stuff?
No, so what if I'm blocked up? What ends up happening if I eat something spicy? It's really disgusting. Like my nose starts leaking a lot, and like it gets really bad because to combat the spice in your tongue, your body tries to like create, you know, mucus, so it takes it away. But if I'm really blocked up, it becomes like an issue. So anyway, so I'm
I don't know why I'm questioning this guy's medical history.
right.
Checks out.
So we both eat this chip. My brother takes one bite and he's like, no, I can't do this, and he just spits it out, and he like, oh, he swallows.
Like he
one
bit it,
bite.
or he had like a tongue
Like
tap?
he bit it. Sorry, he bit it. He swallows it. He's like, I can't do this. He just leaves the chip, runs
Okay.
to get water. Okay.
Okay.
I have one bite. I'm feeling a bit of heat. I just put the rest of it in my mouth. Okay. It's like this big, right? Like it's not. It's like maybe a little bigger, right? Like this maybe. Okay. It's one chip. I just put the rest in my mouth, and I'm like, it's spicy, but for the first like 30 seconds, I'm okay, right? And suddenly I'm just like, no, fuck this, I can't do this, right? So I get up, I run, I'm looking for water, I find some milk, I drink some milk, somebody throws me like candy, you know, it's like bad. And the thing is, I thought, you know, once I swallowed it, it'd be fine, but it's just getting worse, progressively worse. And so
In your mouth or in your stomach?
just in my body, okay? So my throat starts burning, okay?
Yeah.
Like a lot, and it's bad, okay? And I'm like freaking out. I'm like it was my brother's roommate's birthday a few days ago, so they had like milk bar, birthday cake, truffles. I'm like stuffing this in my mouth, water, milk, you know, whatever we can find, just like drink, try and get it out. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And every like 5 or so minutes, I think I'm calmed down, I'm feeling okay, and suddenly like, no, I'm not. And eventually it gets so bad that I need to run to the bathroom because I feel like puking. And so I'm trying to puke, nothing's coming out. Then my stomach like grumbles, and I feel like diarrhea is coming in. So then, and it's like
One chip can do this.
I want you.
That's powerful.
Bro. It felt like there was like a fireball in my body, in my chest, and it was just like going down, and it was just getting worse and worse. And my brother and his roommate were like waiting for me because we had to go get lunch in Boston, and I was just like, I kept on going back. I was like, I put like a hard candy in my mouth. I took like a stomach anti-inflammation stomach thing because I was like, it feels worse, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and this was absolutely disgusting. But at one point I was like in fetal position on the floor in the bathroom, and I wasn't sure what end it was going to come out of. It was
Yeah, for sure.
It was the worst. It was literally the worst.
McKinley's been there.
Oh, we've all been there.
It was literally the worst I'd ever felt in a while. And
Were you like on the floor of the shower?
I was I was on the
Yeah.
floor. I was just like rocking. It was,
That's how you
and
know.
I literally pulled trig basically, and I had
What?
Pulled trig.
I forced myself to puke.
Okay.
And so I forced myself to puke, and I don't have much. Like I haven't eaten anything yet except for this one chip, right? So
That doesn't make sense. There's no way. I don't think
There's
he can
no
move.
way he couldn't have eaten anything.
No, I mean, I just don't know if it could move that fast and produce that kind of result. I've never seen that happen on like
Okay.
any.
I mean, maybe I'm capping, maybe I'm not. Wait, let me finish, right? So I pulled trig, and it literally this like orange substance that this one chip just comes out, and it's just a ball of like mucus and tortilla chip, and I just get all of it out of my body. And
Wait, but you said you had diarrhea too, so it went down and then back up.
well, so I
It's like coast to coast.
I don't think the chip came out of the bottom.
Right.
I think probably what I ate the night before did.
Wait, you saying? Sorry, you said the chip was blue earlier, and now you're
Blue corn tortilla.
Yeah,
but
I heard orange right now. Did you also hear orange?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
I heard it and I saw it.
The spice was like red, right? But the chip was blue.
Okay, interesting.
So it's like it formed like an orange thing in my body, and this like ball of mucus, and it just came out in like 3 tries. I puked it all out. It still felt like it was burning. It definitely burned on the way out,
Mhm.
and I was just in my boxers at that point because I was going back and forth.
No way you're in your boxers. You're
I
not
was-
completely nude.
I was in my boxers. I mean,
No
like,
way. You said it's coming out both
Yeah,
ends.
but
dude.
I would pull
There's no
pull it
way.
right up 'cause I
There's no
was
way you're on
scared.
you're on the floor of your shower and you're worried about having your underwear on.
I mean,
No way.
I was in my brother's shower, and I was worried like he would try and walk in to check on me or something.
McKinley's just not having the
Just-
story.
Okay, wait.
Well, there's logistical problems.
That's like not
let
the
me
worst
finish.
part of the
Let me-
story,
Let me
though.
finish. So I just literally stumbled into my brother's bed, and I was out cold for 2 hours. Literally, I was just asleep, and I wake up. I'm still feeling a little bit, and I was like, okay, let's go to Boston. And we go into Boston. We go to Italy. I eat some light
But you were in
pasta.
Cambridge the whole time.
We were in Cambridge the whole time, so we take an Uber. I go to Italy, get some pasta, eat some gelato, shop for a bit, go to a bookstore, and win a trivia contest all in one night. And that's my story.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Some qualms with it.
Okay, ask away.
I think a funny part of this story is in the beginning he was talking about how his brother and his girlfriend lived in Boston, and he had to clarify that they don't live together.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Why would they
Weird.
live together, dude?
Just making sure people don't think I come from a weird family or something, you know?
You'd have to be weird, your family would have to be weird, and your
And
girlfriend's
Yeah,
would also
you'd
have to be weird.
Yeah, no, they don't live together.
Wait, so whose birthday was it?
Abhinav, my brother's roommate.
Okay.
He didn't take a chip?
No, he was like, I can't do spice at all.
Oh, it's weird he wasn't mentioned.
No, I mentioned
Earlier.
it.
Oh, he did?
yeah.
Okay.
Pay attention, man. Yeah, no, he's a sweet guy. This is the first time, like,
Wait, hold up a second.
uh-huh.
You were at the bookstore with who?
Just Inaya.
No way, no. He was with his brother too, right?
No.
I thought he said he was with his brother at the
That's all I
bookstore.
remembered, but okay.
Yeah.
So
I remember like 5 people at the
because you
bookstore.
said you
I
bought
said I
a
bought
chip.
it for my
Oh,
brother.
okay,
My
okay.
brother wasn't there. It was just me and Inaya. I bought one for my brother and me, and Inaya bought one for her and her friend Dash,
That checks
who were
out.
meeting. We were meeting later in the day.
Does that check out?
Someone's starting to crack under
Yeah,
pressure.
I don't know if that checks out.
This is gonna be funny though if it's true. Kia, I believe this because I also had one time I had a fucking chicken sandwich, and I don't know if you remember, but I
Yeah.
called you in pain, and I was like, I was just basically shitting it out like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, no, it's bad because the thing is, like, I genuinely believe my spice tolerance is like lower after I ate this chip. Like, it's changed me.
It permanently changed you.
It's changed me forever. Because usually I get like when I get Dave's, I get like hot.
Yeah.
And I got hot that day, and it wasn't pleasant. So since then, yeah, the day after that I ordered like Thai food, and I got medium heat, which is like
Thai food.
Thai
Nah, dude.
food.
Dave's is also like Weenie Hut Juniors.
Yeah,
I don't think they're spicy.
You don't think
Really?
No.
What are you talking?
Wait,
I don't.
are you
We
being
had no. Remember, I had the hot, and I was like, I
No, you
thought
don't-
I had
bro,
the medium.
you
I did
would
not freak
cry.
out. No, are you kidding?
verified
You would
this? We
cry.
verified
Yeah.
this.
No,
and
are you
didn't
joking?
have the hot.
Yeah.
You had the same
No,
spice
yeah.
level as
No, it was the
everyone
reverse.
else.
You're telling the story in reverse.
No.
I had the hot.
No.
We all thought it was medium,
Bro,
and then
we
was-
all had firstly we
Everyone-
all had the hot, and we were fine. And then all of us tried like the Reaper, and you just had the medium, and you were
No,
freaking
dude,
out.
no.
Yes. What are you talking
No,
about?
this
Yeah.
is completely false.
This, okay, we'll do it again. We'll do it this time on camera.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay, fine. I mean, I might not be able to have the hot anymore.
Yeah,
remember
I don't
this so
think I
clearly,
can
dude.
do. I don't have a spice tolerance, but yeah.
The way he told the story is perplexing because there's like a weird amount of detail in the weird places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So your brother was his apartment like just a 1 bedroom, 1 bath?
No, so he has a roommate. So it's
Yeah,
2 bed.
it's a shared
2 bath.
bathroom.
No, 2 bed.
Oh, okay,
2 bath.
okay,
So
that's good.
he has an attached bathroom in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And his roommate's bathroom is right outside.
What did your brother do during this event? Like
He
stand
was-
guard?
Yeah, I mean, he kept on like checking it. So he was like annoyed because he was like, "Oh, we were supposed to leave. We were waiting for you to leave." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Bro, I can't like just go without me." Like,
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
Classic older brother drags you to
Yeah.
lunch when you're shitting out of both sides.
I was like, he was like, what is wrong with you? Why did you do? Like, he gave me so much shit for it because no one. He was like, why did you eat the whole thing? Like, he had one bite and he was like, for half an hour like freaking. And I was just.
It's funny. The one thing that I keep going back to is his underwear was on. I think that's what doesn't sell for me. That's my like red
Make it or
flag.
break it. Underwear on.
I mean, like when I took my underwear off, it was around my ankles, and then once I got off the toilet, I like pulled it back on. Right?
Yeah, I just think in that moment when you're pushed to the limit, like it's like the hierarchy of needs. Underwear is so far away from what you really need.
I for one thing, I don't know about you guys clearly, because you guys were sharing looks of like we've done this before, but I could never take a shit in the bathtub, dude. That's
No, I didn't
so
shit in the
weird.
bathtub.
Yeah, but you guys were like.
No. I never
No.
suggested
No.
anything like that.
I
I
was-
felt like you guys because you were like you were in the bathtub,
I was-
going out of both sides, and I was like, what
No,
the
I was
fuck?
lying down in the
Yeah,
shower.
in the
and-
shower floor,
because it's
totally
like,
different.
It was a small bathroom and the toilet and I was like lying down like next to the shower area, and I wasn't sure what side it was going to come out of.
Okay.
That was the worry.
Shitting in the bathtub is the most egregious crime I can think of.
My brother doesn't
well,
have a bathtub.
We're
but
innocent, I think here.
Yeah. No one said that.
No,
at all.
yeah.
No one mentioned the bathtub.
It seemed that way because both of you guys were like, yeah, you were in the bathtub and it was coming out of both sides. so-
No.
But okay, anyway, what do you think? So, ask.
I think it's false. I really think it's false.
Think it's false?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just some oddities about the tale, and it's oddly specific in the ways that you don't want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are you locking it in?
I'm gonna lock it in. Yeah, I'm gonna say false on this one.
What do you think?
Now that he's locked it in, I'm thinking it's false, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we find out right now if it's false or true?
Yeah.
He's gonna-
It's. I'll give the audience a second to lock in their
Okay,
guesses.
sure.
But no, it's dead true, man.
Oh,
It's dead true. Everything happened. I did
Wow.
win trivia that night as well, but it was bad. It felt like a fucking fireball in me. Like it was
Damn.
For sure.
horrible. The way 22-year-old man like me was just out of commission with one chip. Like I
Mhm.
was embarrassed, dude. Like my ancestors, like they fought wars and shit. And here I was on the floor with one tortilla chip.
But you fought a war too. That was a big war.
Yeah.
So wait, you're saying celebrities go on this show and they eat this live in front of like an audience or
No.
on
On YouTube.
camera?
Yeah.
Hot ones. They have this chip.
Well, so they have like a spin-off thing. So like
Okay.
Lil Yachty did it, I think for 2020, and then 2021, I don't know who it was, but like I think it was a WWE superstar. I think.
Interesting.
Um,
Wow, I didn't think that was true. I don't know why. I guess I should have known.
yeah. My stupidity. I ate the first bite and I was like, oh, it's the one chip challenge. I'm gonna eat the whole thing, dude. And so then I told everyone the story, obviously. And so then later on that night, I was staying with my girlfriends and she had the 2 chips as well, right? And so they heard the story and I was like, do not eat it, do not eat it, do not. And they were like, okay, let's try it or whatever, right? So they each shared like a small, they didn't finish 1 chip between the 3 of them and they were like freaking out for like 20 minutes. It's bad, dude. Like, I want you guys to try it.
I'm not gonna do it.
No, definitely. That was not a raving review.
Yeah, no, it was like I cannot. It might be too much information, but I've always had like terrible stomach issues, and this was.
Do you have IBS or Crohn's?
I do have IBS.
Oh, that's tough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it sucks, but you know it is what
According
it
to
is.
TikTok, you're like a hot girl. So.
Yeah, me and all the other hot girls with IBS, but no, it was like this was one of the worst like attacks of my stomach I've had.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
crazy,
It
though.
was, I genuinely thought I wouldn't make it at some point. I was just like, you know, what if this is it?
Yeah. Good
Wow.
story.
That was intense.
It
That was a
is
journey.
Yeah.
Bad
was wild.
guessing on our part. I
Yeah,
guess.
we really fumbled. But, you know,
You-
that's what we
you
get.
got too like
Yeah, you got a
stuck up
little
on
too-
the.
I know. I got,
suspicious.
well, you know, that happens. It's my first time out.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it, McKinley.
Oh,
You're,
no.
you're up next.
All right. Mine is not as long,
That's
but I'm
okay.
gonna go in and pad.
Okay. I mean, as long as it has like an arc. Right?
Oh, there's an arc, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it. I don't think like time is an issue.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like we don't want it to just be like, oh, I went to a party and got drunk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, some background information. My mother and I are believed to be, I want to say, chased by the same spirit.
Okay.
I'll explain that. We both are very intense sleepwalkers.
Ooh,
Like, very intense. Like, I would say I sleepwalk probably once every 2 weeks.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've never
You didn't know that?
seen you.
Well, I've been running out in the living room and stuff.
Really?
When we lived together, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, that's weird. Okay.
I've never told you this?
See, I think that's weird because
Yeah, I've
you would have
never-
at least warned him.
No,
that,
it's
oh,
just like a main tenet of my personality.
this.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. It happened a lot, though. I will say sophomore year primarily.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot more in when I lived in Gateway. I slept walk a ton.
That's
We
weird that
used
you've
to
never told me.
share a room.
I have told you this. I have.
You shared a room with someone. What
Yeah,
did they
yeah. I
think
was
of
sharing
it?
it with Justin, and it would happen a lot.
What did Justin say about this?
Oh, I mean, you could call him right now.
Okay.
He would verify this information.
Okay,
But-
but
All
he
right,
had
hold
no
up. Let's call
reaction.
Justin. No, I'm just kidding.
But both my mom and I suffer pretty intense attacks of sleepwalking. Like, we'll run outside and like be in our underwear, like out in the middle of nowhere. Like, there were many cases where I'd run out into our parking lot.
Really?
Yeah, and wake up.
And you
That's
never
right.
warned Arjun that he might see you
I
just.
did. I told him. Like a few times.
Maybe I don't think so though, because I know another close friend of mine, Rishabh, he sleepwalks, and he's told me like he carries his keys and his phone always, like he puts it in his pocket before he goes to bed.
So we can't get locked out.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you've never told me this, and
Yeah.
I've never seen you sleepwalk, which is weird.
Well, I mean, I did have a single. That did help. Because I would usually just wake up like next to my bed.
Mhm.
Be like, oh, that's
Okay.
tough. A lot of the time, I'll also realize like something is going to get me. Like something on the wall or something
Yeah.
on a bookshelf is coming to attack.
Yeah.
Like sophomore year, the worst attack. It's not the main story. This is still the background information.
Okay.
But I ran out in the gateway halls and like sprinted all the way down to the washing machine just in my underwear.
But you don't have like sleep paralysis or whatever, right?
No, I've never had that.
Okay.
So I don't know. But my mom gets really bad attacks as well. There was one time when she was like, I want to say late 20s, living with my dad, and she woke up with a knife in her hand. And they lived in Japan. And so she was just in this random Japanese house with a knife. Just alarming.
What? Whose house?
No, like their house.
Their house, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But this old, like, imagine like an old Japanese style home,
Yeah.
you know, spooky.
It's
Paper walls
funny.
and
Your
shit.
mom was about to
Yeah,
murder
yeah.
your dad, and he
Well,
caught her, and then he's like,
I don't know her motives. I can't prescribe any motives.
Anyway, go on.
But that's the sort of thing we talked about where it's like we both know that there's something coming, right? And we need to prepare.
But you've never seen like a demon or something.
No. I mean, I've seen... The thing is, like, okay, if there's a flag on my wall, and this is a big problem. I had a Minnesota flag on my wall sophomore year. I would always think it was, like, morphine and, like, talking, right?
Whoa.
That's intense.
It's
Okay.
powerful. I'm shocked you haven't heard of this. I was scared to tell this because I knew, like, you guys were aware of it. But
Okay.
I'm interested in the fact that you haven't.
Let's hear about the
Yeah,
spirit.
yeah. Okay, so this was in like 2000. I want to say I was like 6. I was super young.
Okay, so 2005.
Four,
or
2005,
yeah.
probably 2005, and I was at the grocery store with my mother, and we hadn't talked about like the spirit between us right at this point, which
Okay.
sounds kind of nonsensical. It only came out when I went to college, and the sleepwalking became a lot more serious. She was like, "Oh yeah, you see it too," and I was like, "What?" No, but she and I were just walking through the aisles, and to give you some context, a week earlier, my great-grandmother, so her grandmother, her dad's mom had passed away. And fortunately, she was like 99. She was super old. Her name was Mabel, super sweet soul. Like the sweetest. And I still remember her nursery home smelled so rank. Her room smelled great, but I remember the halls. I can smell them right now because it was not okay. But she had died. And as we were walking through the grocery store, it was my mom's anniversary with my dad. So it was it must have been February 1st.
Okay.
Because that's our anniversary. And we were walking around just minding our business, getting groceries. And my mom all of a sudden like gasps, and she feels this nudge on her back, like something like pressing up against her. And we turn around, and it's a balloon that says "Happy Anniversary."
What the fuck does this have to do with sleepwalking?
No, that's it. All tied in. You didn't see that?
It's the spirit.
The spirit, dude. It was the other, from the other coming in and
So,
greeting
you
her and
think-
saying it's all okay. Happy anniversary.
So Mabel said the happy anniversary.
Of course, yeah.
The only thing I got from this story is that McKinley's Minnesota flag is his great-great-grandmother.
So here's the thing. I feel like we've discussed sleep paralysis between the three of us before.
I know that someone from our SCA class, I think it was Julian, had sleep paralysis or something, and he was talking about it. But you didn't bring it up then.
Well, I don't suffer from
He doesn't
sleep
have
paralysis.
sleep paralysis.
Yeah, but I feel like you'd have brought up your sleepwalking spirit if
What, in
not-
the committee? Like the,
when
the
we're
sleep
talking
problem
about
committee?
it.
No.
No.
I've discussed it at length, like in classes too. I'm
We've been,
serious.
you've been in at least 67% of your classes with either Arjun or me at SCA,
You've
right?
never heard this. No, I promise you guys, I sleepwalk semi-regularly.
That's what's throwing me off. Like, I believe it, but I just don't believe that. But the thing is, like, he may just mistake. Either we've forgotten, but the idea that both of us have forgotten.
Yeah, that's weird. But see, the reason why I believe this story is that, like, the sheer ridiculousness of the balloon and stuff. You know, like, this isn't something you make up. Like, my great-grandmother came to us in the form of a balloon.
No, it's true. It stayed with us for years. It was very impactful. And in the end, it's just a balloon knocking my mom's back. That's it.
How did it knock your mom's back?
Well, that's what's scary, right? We don't understand how it got, like, from the balloon section, which, first of all, when have you seen a balloon section in a grocery store, right? That already, like, makes it, like, very suspicious. And then it has to float over several aisles and land on my mom. That's not a spirit. It's more likely it is, right?
It landed on your mom?
No, it, like, bumped up against her.
Wait,
So,
so
like,
you're
it floated
saying
up.
it was at your mother's like,
Height. Yeah, her
height
eye line,
level
yep.
perfectly.
And bumped her in the
and
back,
bumped
yeah.
her in the back.
Yep. Yes, I'm serious.
I want to disclose that if I say this story is true, I do not believe it. You may think it's true, but I don't believe
We
it.
can call my mom, we can call Justin, we can call the feds, we can call everyone and
I
verify.
don't believe any of your sources.
So this is the thing. I remember, and I think it was the same Uber ride as the Uber rich dad ride. We discussed sleep paralysis or demons because you told us some story of some friend of yours driving around and they saw a demon.
Have I talked about Leonard?
Maybe.
I think you told me the story. The story about, I think that was the story
Yeah.
about the cornfield one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that story that you told the
That
two of
has
us.
nothing to do with sleep paralysis, though.
No, but it's another Antichrist moment.
Yeah, and I think I remember someone brought up sleep paralysis in that moment. The thing is, we've definitely discussed sleep paralysis. I don't know if McKinley said, "Oh, I don't suffer from sleep paralysis, but I do suffer from sleepwalking," and that's my worry. And the thing is, you claim to have told Arjun. Arjun doesn't remember.
I have a shit memory though in my
If
in his defense.
if you're lying, that's phenomenal gaslighting, right? Like, no, I did tell you. Just like, yeah, maybe you did tell me, right? Like, I saw that happen live. So, fuck. You know what?
I'm locking in true.
I'm also gonna lock in true.
Copycat.
Should we let them wait for a moment?
Yeah. Lock in your guesses, guys.
All right.
It is true.
It's
Ooh.
true.
Yeah. My
I
mom is
think
still
you're-
very shaken up by it. And the sleepwalking stuff is all true as well.
Yeah.
That's
interesting.
interesting. I don't think you ever told us. Like,
When I was telling you, I was shocked you weren't like warning me not to tell it.
See, the thing is, I figured it was true because if you tell a story like that and it's false, like
It makes no sense.
It
Like,
makes
why?
no sense whatsoever. Like it's just the craziest thing to come up with.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, well played, I guess.
Thank you. Thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
that was good.
But yeah, I
Well,
sleepwalk a ton. I don't know what.
Crazy.
You know, I will say, junior year, the frequency did go down. Or senior year, when we lived together, it did go down quite a bit.
Interesting.
I don't think I was as stressed, but that's maybe why.
It makes sense. I mean, we were offline.
It's true.
Also,
We were
no
online.
310, dude.
That's true. Yeah, 310 was a bad season for
Yeah.
sleepwalking. It was a lot.
It's crazy. I used to sleepwalk as a kid.
Really?
Like, quite a few times I'd find myself, like, outside my parents' room and just wake up. Or one time, this is a story I've only heard, but one time when I was 3, apparently, I was sleeping in between my parents, and they found me, like, I'd opened my mom's shoe drawer, and I was trying to take a piss in it. And my mom got me. I was like, I was a child, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude.
Whoa.
So, well, I mean, for what it's worth, you're still on 0 points, McKinley,
How's that possible?
because you didn't fool us.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
You didn't fool us, and he guessed your story wrong.
Yeah.
That's true. I had minimal points.
That's
You do,
unfortunate.
yeah.
Wow.
Good story though. Like
That was
I
a
mean,
good
it's
story,
definitely a new perspective on this podcast. Sleepwalking great grandmother demons coming into the form of a balloon.
That's okay. It happens.
That's cool though. It's
This
pretty
is like
interesting.
the perfect premise for a short film, right? Where you're at a grocery store and you think you're being chased by a demon, at the end it's just a balloon,
Be
right?
pretty quick though.
Yeah.
Balloon. Yeah, kind of an anti-climax.
Yeah, but
though.
that's the
the
gag,
short
right?
story, the film would probably be about you dealing with your loss of
It's
your,
true, yeah.
and then the balloon comes
Oh,
or
true.
something like that.
I was thinking of it as like a YouTube sketch, but no, that's a lot better.
Or a killer.
Hey, what's up,
balloon.
guys? I'm here in the grocery store.
So this next piece is really personal to me. Got to McKinley and his mom walking in. Yeet, dab. Yeah. Anyway, it's your turn.
Okay. Anyway, my story.
Wait, no, sorry. Let's recap the points.
We just recapped the points.
Just
We're
so we
all
know
at
I'm
0.
winning.
Oh, Aman's at 1.
I'm at 2 and you're
Or
at
you
1.
at 2, I'm at 1.
Yeah, but you have a turn in hand.
How's he at 1?
Because I guessed your story correct.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
McKinley, you're the worst, dude.
It's really horrible.
Well, guess we'll do the double points for the next round.
We'll see.
So we didn't do the double points for Diksha, and she still
No,
scored
let's
the
do it.
highest.
Let's do it. I need assistance. I need a handicap.
I mean, if you get Arjun's story correct here, then it's game on, dude. Because then it's
Yeah.
2-on-1. So
Oh,
let's
definitely.
not be hasty,
Okay, sure.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. This is a wild little thing that happened in our apartment, actually.
You and me, or him and you?
No, us.
Okay.
This apartment, basically.
Okay.
It was like the couple weeks in we'd moved in. Aman was kind of setting up his room and stuff, and Aman and I are both bidet fiends.
For sure.
We do not use toilet paper to clean our booty holes. You
You don't buy any at all. You don't you
I
use
do.
it to dry off and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
use
use
that.
less, right?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
amazing.
we don't use it to clean. We use it to
Yeah.
powder our
Yeah.
booty holes. with toilet paper.
Well, it's wet, right?
Yeah. Anyway, enough about
To
booty
dry,
holes.
dude. You wash and then wipe. Sorry, I
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
interrupt, but yeah.
Anyway, big bidet fans. Aman was trying to install his bidet, and he, for some reason, had some issue with it. And so he was like, "Yo, listen, can you help me install my bidet?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure," And I was kind of helping him, back and forth with various furniture, like
Yeah.
assembling his desk
Shelf
and
and
shelf,
desk,
and
yeah.
so the bidet, right? So I started installing it, right? And I was trying to figure out what to do, and I have this wrench, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. He's kind of standing over me, like, "What are you doing?" Blah blah blah. And
Hold on. You both know if this is true or false.
Yeah, I don't have to guess.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's do it.
Anyway, so I'm trying to install this thing, right? And then so there's this. So the way you install a bidet is basically you divert the water channel to the bidet, and then the water goes through the bidet and also goes through to the toilet.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was trying to figure out like, the way Aman told me in the beginning was like, there's I'm having trouble installing my bidet. So for some reason in the back of my head I like incepted the idea that this toilet is different. This is not
Yeah, okay.
a normal toilet, and I had to figure out a new way to install the bidet.
Mhm.
So I was unscrewing this thing on the wall, and I was like, this is the right way to do it. This is definitely the right thing. And it was really hard to unscrew, and I was kind of struggling to, not unscrew, unwrench it. It was a bolt, and I was unwrenching it. And I was like pushing it, and finally like I snapped it open, right? And it started spraying water, like high velocity, high pressure water, just all over the bathroom. And I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy, right?
Yeah.
And it was huge. Aman and I started freaking out. I was trying to divert the water to the bathtub with a pipe, but it was maybe taking 20% of the water, the other 80% just gushing all over the floor, like gushing, dude.
Was it like shooting up like in a
shooting sideways?
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was like we were like, okay, what the fuck do we do, right? So we're like, do we call the police? Do we call we need to get a plumber right now?
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out various ways to close the thing, and the thing is like, if we could probably calmly think about it for like 30 seconds, we may have faster thought of a solution, but
yeah.
It was not calm at all, dude. Like, it was like,
Okay.
I never felt fear like that in my life. It was crazy.
When was this?
It's like a couple weeks after we moved in, so
Okay.
like, I don't know exactly when, but yeah. It was crazy, so much water, and it started filling up the bathroom, started filling up his room.
No way.
And it started
No
gushing
way.
out into
Here?
the living room.
No
And,
way.
like,
Dude, there's no way this wood would be okay. Is this wood?
Yeah, right.
Well, it's not wood. It's like
imitation
video or whatever.
yeah. But the thing is that there was like at least an inch of water in the entire house, basically. And
I can't.
I know. I'm just looking at you. Can I do that?
Yeah, of course.
This guy's making so many faces. And
Yeah, he's
moving
acting
around, like,
so suspicious. He's like,
Anyway, so the fucking whole house was flooding, right? And
Yeah.
we were freaking out naturally. Finally, we there's like a security guard downstairs.
Yeah,
like
okay.
What's it called? Concierge, I guess you could call him.
Mhm.
Anyway, we call him up. I plugged the thing with my thumb,
Mhm.
and it's like really hard to do. Like, 'cause
You're
there's
like the
so
little
much
Dutch
water.
boy.
Yeah, sure.
You know that story?
Something about a dam.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, amazing. Okay, good.
And I plugged the thing with my hand, but it's really hard to, because I have to reach inside and plug it. And Aman and I are taking turns plugging it, and it's fucked up, dude. Security guard shows up, and he doesn't really help us. We're like, come on, can we like figure out a way? Like, is there someone we can call, like a plumber? And he's just like, just do it. He's like kind of chanting us up, trying to get, and we're just like, what the fuck do we do, dog? And he's just like, come on, you got it, dude.
No way. He's like a motivational.
Yeah. He started doing that, and then we were like, okay, what do we do? And he called this new plumber in. The plumber came in. He didn't know what to do, basically. But then he finally figured out a way that there's like a vent up there, and you can turn off the water for just our apartment.
Oh.
And finally he did that. We screwed it back in. It was still like leaking a little, so we had to get a plumber job to repair it later on. Cleaning this whole thing was a crazy mess. We had to buy. I have like 12 towels in my closet right now because of it, and we had to buy a mop, which you can see over there, and that's why the mop is there, so it's proof for you.
Can I question? Are you
Yeah.
done?
Yeah, no, good
I mean, you
question. Yeah, this is the end of the story, basically.
I think here's why I think it's fake. My inclination is towards false, and the reason being, I think there's a safeguard in apartments where the water being routed to individual units only exceeds, like, there's a sensor that goes off if it's like squirting big time, and I feel like they would automatically shut it off.
Is there?
But
I didn't know that.
your conviction is strong. Your conviction is strong.
It's it was a rough time, bro. It was like, dude, a couple days we bought a leaf blower on Aman's dad's advice, you know,
Yeah.
which it was. I
That
don't
does
think it
sound
was-
like something. If you called your dad, he would say, "Yeah."
It wasn't a great idea, if I'm being honest. No, all respect to Aman's dad, cool guy, but leaf blower. We returned the leaf blower. Obviously, we're not gonna keep the leaf blower.
Yeah. Did his carpet have to get torn up?
So it was at a time where there wasn't much
Stuff in there.
stuff in the room.
Okay.
Luckily, I think some of his stuff did get kind of soaked, if I remember correctly.
Understandable. You did throw a bunch of shit away.
And that mat over there got soaked, but it just dried out eventually. But you can't see the mat because we rolled it up for
Medical reasons.
medical purposes.
Okay. I still think it's false, but I think it was told well. There were details that were crucial, and I'm gonna look like a fool when you tell me it's true.
So what are you locking in?
I'm locking in false. But I have a feeling it's true.
All right, audience, lock in your answer, and it's true.
No way.
And I have so many
I'm
details
shocked.
to add. I have
What?
so much to say.
What?
It was like, so, yeah, whatever. It comes out of the wall. We're taking turns. There's this whole section in between that Arjun did mention of like us taking turns to run down to try and get this guy to like shut off the fucking water. Because the first thing we were both like, we need the water to be shut off, right?
Yeah, shut off
I
the
was
water for the
totally
building.
capping about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
really?
trying to bait you, yeah.
Did I play it off well?
Yeah,
Because
I
I
think
knew
so,
that all clearly is not the case.
Yeah.
We were like, bro, shut off the water. And he was like, okay, I need to check what's happened. So I bring him in. When he sees it, he starts laughing. He's like, oh, block it. And we were like, bro, shut off the
He
water.
starts laughing, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's
Wow.
laughing. He's like, just do it.
We were like, shut off the water. So he goes, fine. So here we're taking turns. This Donnie comes back. He knocks on it. He's like, oh, so I shut off the water. And we were like, no, you fucking didn't, dude. Like, what is wrong with you? And he's like, no, I didn't. And we were like, bro, like, look
Like
at this.
we can feel it,
Like,
and
yeah.
open the thing. It's
Yeah.
sprays us in the face. We're both soaked, by
Yeah,
the way. I don't know
soaked.
if I
Wow.
mentioned this.
And so eventually he figures out there's a switch here and he shuts it off. And it was so like, the thing is,
Cam and I were supposed to watch fucking The Green Knight that
Yeah.
evening,
Yeah.
and she shows up pissed as fuck, and I'm like, listen, my apartment's flooding. Can you go to Target and get some towels? And she's just like, what the fuck goes on in your life, dude?
it was literally the day I had slept in this apartment for one night because I'd just gotten back from a trip. And
Oh,
so
no,
It was
dude.
like all my stuff was in boxes. So honestly, the boxes did their job because none of my stuff got damaged.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And the only thing that was set up in my room was my bed. So my mattress got soaked and my
Ooh, you
rug.
toss your mattress.
No, so that's why we bought the leaf.
The leaf
blower.
blower. Yeah.
And my dad.
Dude, I should have said true based on a leaf blower.
My dad didn't suggest leaf blower. I did.
Yeah,
After-
your dad did.
I spoke to my dad.
No,
and
I
he was like,
remember you on the phone on speakerphone,
maybe.
and you were like, "What do we do? What are we doing?" He's like, "Okay, Alman, listen, we're getting the leaf blower.
He
Go get a
doesn't-
leaf blower."
I feel like he said get something to dry it, and I was like, should I get a leaf blower? And he was like, yeah.
No.
I definitely
I
had the
distinctly
idea for a
remember
leaf
it was
blower.
his
Maybe
idea.
not.
and-
But it worked because I think it helped my mattress. But it's not a hill I will die on. It was a waste. It was a waste of time. Went to Home
anyway,
Depot.
I'm
now.
still haunted by this guilt.
I mean,
'Cause it's terrible.
it's fine. There's some water.
Alman's been a
damage.
champ about it.
That's powerful. I mean,
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tough to hear.
It like the water got to like here. It barely went into Arjun's room. And it got to like here, dude. It was like.
And it was like at least an inch of water, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
at
my
least.
gosh.
Like we were sloshing around and stuff. In
So
water.
what's interesting is
you have any pictures?
I don't
No,
think
we
we
weren't
did.
really.
Yeah, we
thinking
did.
about
Yeah,
it.
understandable.
Let's capture it for the gram.
Well, we have water damage to prove it, but also I think the apartment's like tilted slightly because none of the water went there, so it didn't
Oh.
touch any of the.
So like all kind of went.
It all came out this way, and so like I told her, I was like I should go unplug all the electronics, right? Because we were like we don't want something to fucking
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
And luckily insurance covered it. I don't know why I did that extra thing, so.
But here's the thing: they haven't actually gotten back to. So there's no damage to our apartment, but
Sure.
the building claimed that there was damage to the tenants below us.
And the tenants below them, and then
Whoa.
that's when we were like, cap. right? Like no, like
So they're
fuck.
charging you?
No, so they haven't even gotten back to it, dude. They still haven't gotten back to us about that, dude.
At this point, like no, I don't want to say anything unsavory on.
What if they like
but
fucking find this and they're like, listen, you said that thing on the podcast. Was not you.
it was just like no, like
No, but we're hoping the insurance covers
should.
it. If
Yeah, you wouldn't have to pay. That's crazy.
Yeah, it
It's
should
their
cover
water
it.
line.
It is their water, and
Well, anyway, let's not discuss legal matters here. None of us are qualified to.
yeah, no, it
But
was
yeah, crazy that you guessed.
Yeah, my kitchen flooded too.
yeah.
Same situation.
Oh really?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it was
In your
sewage flow.
house?
Yeah.
In Minnesota?
No, in my apartment.
Oh, recently.
this
Yeah, we got a
stuff?
month off of rent for it.
That's
Oh,
wild,
wow.
dude.
Yeah.
Did you lose any stuff?
No, it just smelled like Garbo for
yeah.
a good amount of time.
Yeah, I didn't sleep in my room that night for obvious reasons.
You just sleep on the couch for what?
No.
That night you got back the next night, you were ready to go?
Yeah, the next night I was back. That night I went to like my friend's place. The next night, mine seemed to have dried.
Yeah.
I think. The thing is, Arjun had moved in like 3 weeks before that, maybe.
It's like 2 weeks, yeah. And then
And-
you'd been traveling or something.
Yeah, so I moved in 2 weeks later, and then I just traveled. So it was literally
Yeah.
like, and the thing is, Arjun had set up the bidet in his toilet with no issues.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I had set up the bidet in multiple toilets.
Yeah, and so
before
did I.
this.
So
The reason why this went wrong is because I had somehow incepted the idea that this toilet is different because I wasn't able to install it. I got to do something completely out of the ordinary.
because I tried to install it before I left my trip, and I was a little delayed, and I was like, something doesn't feel right. I'll come back and do it. And I was like, Arjun just did his toilet. It's probably the same. I'm just gonna ask him to do it because whatever, right? Like I was like delirious or something. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
a good
fucking-
time,
That
dude.
was the most stressful couple weeks.
We've been waiting to tell you this story.
Dude, yeah, I'm
Well-
shocked. I haven't heard it yet.
The day you first came was like a week into us living here. Do you remember
Was
the
it-
first time we were trying to record?
Yeah, but then I came back for the pool party, and
Yeah.
was it after that?
No, it
It
was
was before. You didn't say anything.
Yeah, it was before everything.
Arjun, because
yeah.
as you texted saying, as we were going down to get you, Arjun was like, so listen, don't mention the flooding.
Oh, because you're gonna use it on
I'm
this
gonna tell-
show? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What? That's like a 2-month plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, well done, because
out
it
though,
worked. Yeah.
Because you didn't think it was real. so-
Yeah.
Crazy,
Oh my
man.
goodness.
Imagine if it was like 3 months of planning and plotting, and he's like,
Like,
"Nah,
that's
that's true. That's true."
That was beautifully executed then.
Wild, dude.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Let's move on to the next story.
Yeah, shit. Okay. This is a. Okay. So, in Indian schools, they have something called a pink slip, okay?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Yep.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah, we had pink slips too. That's weird. That's like a multi-cultural
I was gonna like.
thing.
We didn't have pink slips. What the fuck
It's
is
a
this?
British thing that came to the Indian schools, I guess.
Yeah, when you get in trouble, right?
And
Yeah,
Minnesota,
basically, I
apparently.
googled this because I was like, okay, I wanna explain the history of the pink
Yeah.
slips. So in England, when you get fired from your job, you get a pink slip, and here we used to call it a pink card, pink slip, and basically like if you get one, you're like it's a warning. If you get two, you're suspended, and if you get three,
You're a demon.
expelled.
Yeah.
Right? So I was well behaved for the most part, right? Like, okay, I was a bit of a nuisance here and there, but I wasn't like, a troublemaker, like graffitiing the walls and whatnot. Like, I was like pretty timid and shy, like, okay, whatever, good, right? I don't think I was shy back then, but I was like, I was presentable at the very
Mhm.
least. And so I just moved into this new school, and it was like an international school, okay? And when you're a kid and they tell you about like a big slip and shit, like you're getting terrified, right? It's like, oh, big slip, like, oh, that guy, he got a big slip, right? Like, you heard stories, I had a friend who got a big slip and he framed it and put it on his wall, haha, it's like this crazy, like,
Rebel, dude.
yeah, it was
How
like
old
this.
were you again?
So, when the story happened,
Yeah.
like 10.
Okay.
Like third grade, sort of.
Fifth,
What is it? Is it
fourth.
called levels?
No, fifth, that's A levels and stuff. It was the 5th grade, basically.
Oh, okay.
And so I was in the 5th grade, and we had on this specific day we had Western music class, followed by IT or ICT class, which is like computer class,
Yeah.
right? And our teacher had come late for Western music, so we decided we were singing some song and we were just all having a great time. Then apart from we were in a class of like 20, apart from 5 girls, the rest of us all stayed, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were like, oh, we want to sing, whatever, fuck IT. I know one liked IT or whatever. And after the story, you'll understand why. So we all show up like 20 minutes late for class. But it's like 15 of us. And like, what the fuck you gonna do? Like, you can't expel all of us, right? So we're standing outside and we're like, oh, we're sorry, please let us in or whatever. This teacher was just, she was the worst, okay? I don't know why, she was just like grumpy. She was just like, one of those teachers like no one really liked.
Yeah, I'm sure she would be chill after 15 students just decide to come 20 minutes late to her class.
But it's because
like the biggest disrespect.
It was because like this, we did. Fuck, it was IT in the 5th grade, bro. Like, stop taking yourself so seriously. Maybe it wasn't even like 20 minutes. Maybe it wasn't 20 minutes because our classes were only like it was like 10 minutes maybe, right? Like, it wasn't that deep. Like, it was the end of the day. It was the last class of the day, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Make an excuse.
Okay, anyway. So we all come late. So eventually she lets us in, but she's like, oh, you can't say anything, okay? Just sit there and you can't say anything. Remember I told you I was a bit of a nuisance?
Of course.
So we were sitting there. My friend was sitting next to me. And I just leaned over to him and I whispered, yo, what is happening, okay? That's all, right? I was like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Right? Like, what are we doing here? This dude did not say a word to me. He just like nodded or something. He was like a sweet guy, right? He was like, okay, cool. She saw me whispering to him apparently, brought both of us up to the front of the class, was like, stand there, you're in trouble, I'm going to give you a pink card. And we were like, what? Right? So we were like standing there like...
The injustice.
We were like standing there freaking out, like, what the fuck's happening? My friend sneezed, okay? Another one of my friends in the back of the class. Man sneezes, okay? And I look at him, and she goes, oh, you're like laughing at them. Come, you're also getting a pink card.
The guy who sneezed got a pink card.
All of us are sitting there like
that is injustice.
Yeah, no.
All of us were like, what? So I said one line, okay, like, okay, whatever it is, it didn't deserve a pink card. My friend just heard me talk. He definitely didn't deserve a pink card. Like, the dude didn't even do anything. He was just there. And the third friend sneezed, bro. Like, this Donnie did nothing. And we're like, well, 10, right? It's a pink card. So we start crying. We're like begging, no, please don't. I'm like freaking out. I think my parents were traveling. I was like, what is happening? Like, how am I gonna survive this? Like, a pink card, it goes on your permanent record. Like, fuck, my chances of getting into college are now like diminished because I got a pink card. So I go home. I'm like really upset. I call my parents. I'm like, look,
I'm fucked up.
like I got a pink card. I don't understand what happened. And the other, like, our class teacher was like friends with this teacher. She was also like, yeah, these guys are all so mischievous or whatever. Like, and it was so fucking obvious that none of us deserved a pink card or whatever. And so I was like, look, if anything, like, the only one who should have gotten one was me, because I spoke. I'll admit, I said one thing, but it was only one line. My friend who's in trouble, he's only getting in trouble because of me. Like, this kid should be like, if I tried to like explain that to the teacher as well. I was like,
himself for the greater good.
I was like, no, I was literally like, bro, this dude should not have gotten a pink card, right? Like, for sure, he literally just heard me. She's like, it's not just about this, he's also whatever. And so then my mom is like, okay, I'll be fine, cool, whatever. Got to parent-teacher meeting. My parents and all of our parents basically get a call saying, oh, can you come meet the school counselor, okay? And then, I mean, okay, whatever. They were like, okay, fine. So they all go meet the counselor. The counselor's like, look, we want to talk to you about this whole situation with the pink cards. So this teacher has like given, a bunch of pink cards recently. Like, apparently she gave like 3 in the batch below us as well. And they were like, it seems
batch.
Like
the same teacher?
Yeah. And they were like, it all seems very ridiculous. So like, what is this? What is your kids told you? And our parents, whatever, told the story. They were like, okay, yeah, whatever. No pink card, cool. Mm-hmm. We'll all move on with our lives. I think that teacher she left or she got fired or whatever. That after that year, because it was like she gave like 7 pink cards, dude.
Yeah, she was wild.
Yeah, like, take it easy, bro.
Stanford prison experiment.
Yeah, literally, right? It was like, just take it easy. So yeah, and I never got a pink card, and I obviously just graduated from college, so I survived. But yeah, that was my story.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just picturing like because this is your perspective of the story.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like the teacher's perspective, like these kids like fucking show up, swagger in 15 minutes.
We didn't swagger, like, we apologized.
And then, like, they're just, nudging each other and being like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah.
Then someone like bursts out laughing in the back, and she's like, freaking out, like she's going through a divorce or something, her children's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were 10, dude. Like, get it together. Like,
it's always divorces, I've noticed with teachers.
Maybe. You're a 30-year-old woman. Like, get it. Like, why are you taking out your anger on like 10-year-olds? This dude sneezed. Like, just take it easy, you know. And it was just like, the thing is, you save pink cards for like some really like serious offenses, right? It's like, you know, if someone like assaults someone, or if someone like, you know, whatever. It's like some like fucked up shit, right? If you're like caught like graffitiing the school walls.
Well, I'm guessing she was already like kind of on the tip when like you guys walked in 15 minutes late, and then she's like, I need to really assert my dominance here. How do I do it? Pink card, the biggest thing in the world.
She lost the job over it.
I see a tragic story here from her perspective. I mean, she lost everything she had.
Yeah, she lost her job now, dude. Where the fuck is she now,
yeah,
dude?
We don't know.
I think
and here we are laughing. It's disgusting.
We were like friends. I think she like friended me on Facebook.
Oh, that's cute, I guess.
It's fine. I think she
She's
got
like, please
another
help.
job.
Stalks you, comes to LA, murders you.
I mean, maybe she didn't lose her job because of the pink card thing. Maybe she just left. Like, it was like, you know, she just, you know, it didn't have to. The next year she wasn't a teacher at the school.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. It was like.
Yeah, I think I know what happened.
It was like a serious issue because it wasn't just the three of us. There was like a bunch more.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm just gonna do the reverse of what I was going to do because I can't do anything right now in this game.
But what if he wants you to do the reverse of what you were going to do?
I know, I thought about that, but I
just
did
do
like
a double reverse or do a triple reverse.
What is it? What is your instinct?
It strikes me as true, but I want to say false because I think you'd say you're tricking me to say true, but I want to go back again. But then I want to go back again, so I'm gonna say false.
False? You're locking it in?
I'm gonna lock it in. Yeah.
Okay, audience, lock in your guesses. A lot of you listening probably know the story because it's true. This happened.
What,
dude?
dude? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Dude, what?
It was crazy. It was like,
I figured
It's
it
believable.
Was true.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
it
believable.
seems something that would.
it felt like the end of the world at that moment. And I mean, obviously, in hindsight, it's just like a funny story to tell. But
Yeah.
it was. I mean, like, I still think about it and like, okay, there's like some level of an argument to say, okay, this kid is being disrespectful. He was talking or whatever. The other two kids did not deserve it at all.
No, sneezing is
Like,
not a punishable offense.
the guy sitting next to me, like, he didn't even like look at me to talk. I just leaned over, bro. Like, he didn't deserve it at all.
From your
Yeah.
perspective, let's just
Why is Arjun team teacher, bro?
because I have empathy. Aman maybe
Cancel Arjun.
cancel
Being team teacher.
cancel Aman for bullying his teacher into
Bully her.
out of her job.
The pink
She
slip.
she made a 10-year-old cry, bro.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I got a pink slip because I bit a kid. Then I didn't know. I didn't bite a child now. Like I was a child who bit a child.
McKinley,
You should have said this. We
the
should have
22-year-old guy loses his job.
Is this your story?
No.
Imagine how clean that would have been. Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. How old were you?
I was like 6.
And you, I mean, that's
I was
okay.
mad because they told us we were gonna go to England, and she sat us in front of a TV and played a video of a driver driving through London, and I was
bit a
so
kid?
mad. Yeah, I leaned in front of the kid in front of me, and I just bit his collarbone so hard. He went to the nurse for like 3 hours. And I remember they had this council meeting after, like, all my friends, and they were like, man, like, a bunch of 6-year-olds, and they were like, man, like, can you just tell us why? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I didn't have any grasp on why I was being so violent.
Like
But I knew it. It felt really great.
Ape, like, violence boiling to the surface, dude.
It looked like, you know in cartoons when it shows, like, a character's point of view and you see, like, food, but it's really, like, another character? I saw, like, a mutton chop on this guy's collarbone. I gave it a good munch, and it felt great. I still remember how I felt, and
This
it
should
was
have
the
been
correct
the
release.
story.
No, do not say
Fucking
that,
hilarious.
dude. We'll find out McKinley's a cannibal.
No,
I just
no.
said that was the correct
It's
release.
like Army Hammer's best
Yeah.
buddy.
No, I've reformed. I haven't done that recently.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap.
No, that's not my
No, that's
All
fine.
right, let's hear your story then.
Okay.
No, wait, point recap. Just so I can rub it
This
in.
guy is just fucking.
3 points for me.
0, of
0
course.
and 1.
Negative. Put me at minus
We're doing
30.
Double, we're doing double for me.
Double for both these rounds, or is it just for your round?
For both, yeah.
I mean, again, should we see how this one goes? Because if he fools both of us, then it's 2, right?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, and I think that'd be 4 because double, which makes it 8, 16.
No,
So
we're not giving you double on this round. We'll give you
Understand.
double on the last one.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
okay.
Because we don't even know if he's
Yeah.
gonna get to.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's
Okay.
hear the story.
Okay, so first you should know about the Schwann's Cup. Schwann's Cup.
Okay.
This is the big festival to go to if you're a Minnesota youth soccer player.
Okay.
everybody lived for the Schwann's Cup, and
The
the reason
Schwann's Cup?
Schwann, yeah, is in the food company Schwann.
Okay.
It had a big hit. It was a big hit in like the early 2000s because they come and deliver groceries to your door, right? Schwann's, whatever.
So they were like Amazon Fresh.
Yeah,
before
yeah, it
Amazon
was
Fresh.
really innovative. I don't know why it disappeared, or maybe it's still around. But Schwann's Cup was a big deal because teams from around the nation showed up, and around the world. We had a team from Costa Rica once show up, and I think like Haiti at one point. It was a huge deal.
So around the world means like the Caribbean.
Around the
South America.
North American area. Sure,
Yeah.
that's Eurocentric. I apologize. No, it was awesome, and I remember it was like the second game of a tournament, and I think I was actually older than the first story because there was like a 4-year gap between those two incidences.
So you would.
I was like 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was really big on slide tackling. I was a menace.
What was your team called?
We were the Egan Wave.
The Egan Wave.
Egan Wave, yeah. And we were, yeah,
What color was your jersey?
we were blue. And we were
Yeah,
wave.
that's-
Wave,
yeah,
yeah.
shit.
The kit was like a wave. And I remember we made a promotional video once, and I was tasked with the tagline. It was like, that's Egan Wave style.
Okay.
And I think I peaked at U11 sports. But, so I was playing on the Egan Wave team, U11. Just a kid, and I would do slide tackles all the time. And I remember it was really cold because in Minnesota it was early in the year. It was like April, I think.
Okay.
And I was wearing like a mitten and a hat because it was so cold, and the ground was really cold as a result. So it was like playing on ice, and I made this slide tackle. And what happened when I slid was one butt cheek remained in place on the ground, and the other cheek was like a study in physics. Because it was like two tectonic plates like shifting, like one of them ripped backwards and like dragged itself across like the ice, the ground, and the other cheek remained. And I was in excruciating pain. And I remember they stopped the game. Everyone like took a knee back then. You remember that? When someone would get injured,
No.
everyone would
No,
take a
that was-
knee. Yeah, you didn't have that? Okay, so if someone got injured, everyone would like take a knee and like salute them, right? Okay. Which is kind of funny, no? But I stayed on the ground. My coach came over and I was like, Coach, it's my butt. Like, I think it's torn. Like, I think the muscle in my ass is torn.
Did you tear your anus?
No.
Wait,
We'll
I'm
get
so
to that.
confused about what happened. So you have two butt cheeks, right?
That's correct.
And then one of them hit the floor and stayed where it
Yes.
was, but the other one kept going.
Right, so it was like a separation of cheek. And it only went for a few inches, but that's a
Enough
mile
for it to, like, yeah.
when you feel it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And the coach is like, do you need medical attention? And I was like, yeah. Like, I need help. Like, I was like crying, as a kid. And so the one thing about the Schwann's Cup is it's like exceptionally well funded for some reason.
Okay.
Because you have to like have all these teams flying. It was crazy. And so this medical crew comes out, and it's a big deal. And at this point, like other games are like looking over at this event. And I remember they put me on this like, the stretcher where you like sit and they like roll you off?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because I couldn't walk because my butt cheek was torn. The muscle was torn.
Oh god.
So you tore your glute or whatever.
Yeah, my glute. Like, think about like a wet towel and rip that. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
Like if you had just showered and like it was super moist and then you just ripped it.
Okay.
Okay, and so they put me in this stretcher, and there was this section of the Schwann's Cup called the Festival of Nations, and it was like these tables where they would trade pins from their nation, and we had to go through it on the stretcher. And so what happened was all these countries were like waving as my ass was torn, and I was like sobbing as they rolled me away, and it was like a true Epcot experience. Because I was seeing all these people from around the world just notice me in my ass in sheer pain.
That's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. I had to go through pretty intense like physical therapy after to run again.
Yeah. How long did it take you to recover? Dude?
I was out for like 3 or 4 weeks.
That's it.
Yeah,
Only 3 weeks.
I was a kid though.
What happened? What?
Yeah,
What?
when you're a kid, your body just heals.
What was the
dude.
medical?
Well, it was like
Diagnosis.
the muscle itself was like hyper pulled or something
So
like
you
that.
pulled the muscle. You didn't actually tear
Hyperextended.
it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So you didn't tear it. Okay. Then
No,
I
no.
believe 3 or 4 weeks. If you torn a muscle, that's like.
No, yeah, I don't, yeah.
So the thing is, this happened in like a professional soccer game, and this dude tore his anus. So that's the thing. Like, yeah, he ripped his anus. Dude. It's a thing that happens, right? Like
Wow,
you
yeah.
slide and then the friction one cheek stops and the other one doesn't. So like pulls apart, right? So initially I was like, oh, it's cap. Right? He's capping.
Yeah.
Right? He would have torn his anus. Like this is just not true. But here's my logic. The Schwanzkopf shit, that's far too true to be like cap. And I don't think McKinley has played this game enough to not lie about any of that and then just lie about this. I just don't think that's like a new player just doesn't think that way.
Yeah, I am kind of agreeing, but the one thing I'm thinking about a lot is that your first story was true, and we know
It's
that
true.
the second story that you also brought technically
Mhm.
was also true, that cornfields.
Well, I had about 5 or 6 on the short list.
You told me you had 3 in the beginning of the.
No.
But anyway.
I told you 3. I said 3 out loud, but I had like 5 or 6 ready
Why-
to go.
Why wouldn't you just say 5 or 6 in the beginning?
Why? I didn't walk in and I was like, I have 3 stories. I walked in, I said, I have this story, this story,
we were
this story.
discussing like what, like you were worried that you had told us the stories, and I was like, well, okay, how many stories do you have available? You need 2 stories, and you're like, yeah, no, I have 3 stories, so I'm good.
I don't remember that.
You definitely said that.
I don't remember that.
So that's why I'm a little kind of hesitant about saying it's true.
Hmm.
I'm gonna stick with my instinct. I'm gonna say true.
What was your what team were you playing against? Were they good? Were you winning?
Okay, it was this team called Shakopee, which is a city in Minnesota.
I think it's false, dude.
I can't remember if I was winning or losing because it was U11. But the one thing I remember is that team would always yell.
Remember the name?
Because we always played Shaco in the Schwanz Cup. And because they would always yell, let's go Shaco, and it like drove everyone crazy.
Dude, there's so many good details. If this is false, you've done
What position were
a
you playing?
gorgeous job.
I was forward. I was forward as a kid.
And you were a slide tackler?
Yeah. I slid tackled in every position I played. I was a kid, dude.
Fine. So here's the thing.
I feel like that's true.
Everything else has to be true. Like the question is, was the ripping or the pulling of the glute or whatever
Mhm.
true or false? And I just don't think like when you're a new player, you have the foresight to say all of this is true, and I'm just inventing this one detail.
You're right, man. Fuck, I'm torn. Almost as torn as someone's anus.
Good one, yeah.
I think it's false, though. I'm gonna lock in false.
I'm gonna say true.
And
Ready?
audience, what is it?
It is false.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's like brilliant. You did a great job.
Yeah, but I
like,
still didn't get you.
telling no, because all the details and all that stuff.
So
But then I was
was that
wondering,
true
why
or
is he
false?
adding all the
Schwanz Cup is real. Everything is real. Never
Except
tore my
for-
butt cheek.
Yeah, okay.
I had a friend who thought he tore his asshole, but that did not occur.
So fuck. So that was my. Initially, I was like, okay, he would have definitely torn his anus if what he's saying happened. But then I was just like, I played myself, dude.
No, yeah, well played, dude. You just.
Thanks. I wish I would have got you though.
Last minute, I kind of like was like, fuck. Okay, I have to think it's false.
So you're 2 points, you're 1 point,
That's tough.
and no. So now we do doubles
Now we do doubles.
because
Yeah. So you get 2 points. You have 2 points.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is all to play for in the sense that like, if Arjun fools you, do you also get double points?
No.
So if Arjun fools you, he and I tie.
Yeah.
But if Arjun doesn't fool you, you and I tie, and he just loses.
For sure.
So
So
No.
it's all on this.
No. If
Yeah.
if I don't fool him, if he's able to guess correctly, he wins.
how
I win
he's
entirely.
three.
There's no way.
He's at 2 right now, because this round was double round.
No, this was not double.
No, we're deciding if the whole round is double round,
Okay, fine.
Not
Game
just
on.
my
So
story.
either McKinley completely wins,
or either McKinley completely wins,
or you and I draw.
or you and I.
How's that
yeah,
possible?
draw.
Because didn't I not fake out you?
Yeah, but you faked me out, so you got 1
We-
point
No, but
times 2.
Oh,
Or
last
no,
round.
you faked him out
But
with
not
your
you.
story.
Yeah. Okay.
So you get 1 point times 2,
Right.
and
Just
now
double,
if you
yeah.
guess this one,
I get 2 more.
then you get 1 times 2 again, so that's
Right.
4.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay, I'm gonna start my story. Basically, this also happened in school. This is another school story.
School.
In India, and I was in 5th grade, and I went to a Catholic missionary school. I don't know what it's called, but anyway, I was in 5th grade. They had a really good English program. Like everybody spoke English really well, Hindi spoke also quite well, but Marathi, which is the state language that we were in, was not spoke well at all by any of the students except for the students that were Maharashtrian. I'm Maharashtrian, so I spoke Marathi pretty well
Mm-hmm.
at the time because I would speak with my grandmother. But when we're talking about fifth graders speaking Marathi pretty well is pretty much like, I took a bus and I enjoyed it, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not great. But anyway, no one else maybe out of a class of 50 kids, 7 or 8 kids spoke Marathi very well. For some reason, we had a weird ratio of Maharashtrian kids in the school. And anyway, for our exams, aside from the Marathi thing, there was a very good anti-cheat system in place for our schools. Basically, they would put 3 classes in one room. So they would split us up into like groups of 17,
Mm-hmm.
and then put 3 classes of 17 kids in each room. This is kind of complicated.
So you wouldn't know each other?
Yeah, this is kind of complicated, but the gist of it is that you wouldn't be positioned right next to your classmates during an exam, so you couldn't, cheat off them. But my buddy Karthik Kesavan and I were absolute geniuses, and this is kind of the inception of where we started, because later on we cheated like a lot in terms of, passing answers to each other. But it was, to be fair, I was the person who passed answers to him because he just didn't study or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Anyway, Karthik Kesavan, I love the guy to death. He's my drinking buddy for a while, but he's not the, brightest tool in the shed when it comes to like education stuff.
Okay.
We get hate mail and it's just Karthik.
Karthik's super cool though, super chill. He's smart in other ways. So Karthik, if you're listening, bro,
Smart
I
in
got
other
you.
ways. Okay.
But he was absolutely did not study, didn't speak a word of Marathi. Okay, and in 5th grade we had to know a little bit of Marathi. This is kind of when I just moved to school. This is my
Okay.
first year.
Yep.
But anyway, he sat kind of diagonally behind me.
Okay.
Because there was another kid who from a different class on my right, in front of me, behind me, but he sat diagonally behind me. So the way we do it is I'd write the answers on my test and then I'd flip my paper up and pretend I was reading it, and he was able to basically copy all the answers from me.
Wow.
And this kind of worked pretty easy for biology, or
Mhm.
we didn't have biology in 5th grade, but science and
Mhm.
geography, where you had multiple choice questions or like what's the capital of XYZ.
Yeah.
But for stuff that like Marathi, it wouldn't have worked that well.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's a language.
Yep.
So it worked for the question answers like, what school did the boy go to? The boy went to Rishikesh school, he was able to copy that. But we had a composition section, which was basically kind of tell us what you did in your summer or something very basic like that. And I would write for Marathi. In Marathi, we'd write something like, I went to my uncle's place in Mulshi. We ate many strawberries and went swimming. And then we went back and had a good time. That would be the composition.
Sure. Yeah.
So I finished my whole paper, I flipped my paper up as normal, and I assumed that he would at least have the decency and urgency, or whatever it's called, of mind to not copy the composition and just copy the question answers, right? I flip my paper up, he copies everything, right? Everything down to I went to my uncle's place in Mulshi. He also had an uncle in Mulshi, apparently. But anyway, I didn't even know. I just thought he was smart enough to do it. And then, put down the papers, wink at him like, yeah, what's up, bro? We got this. We did this. Yeah. Turn in our papers. We had monsoon break, which is like a 5-day break. Some break. I don't know if it was monsoon break. Yeah.
Never had a monsoon break.
It was monsoon break or Diwali break or something. It was a long break after.
Uh-huh.
And I go in, turn in my papers, come back, right? Teacher's handing out the papers, right? She's reading out by roll number, and she'd read out her marks out loud, some bullshit thing that
What?
we would do.
Yeah, they do that
it's so
No
fucked
way.
up.
Would they say your name and then your score?
Yeah, they would say Arjun Gupta 17 on 100.
That seems to be a problematic system.
Dude,
It
like
is
the
so
really
bad.
intense engineering colleges, in most colleges they just put up a list.
They'll put up a list of who came first, who came last.
You have to find your name on the list, dude. But
Anyway, we're not critiquing the Indian education system.
I mean,
right
we
now.
are, but later.
We are. We will. That's another podcast. But anyway, started reading the roll numbers. Karthik and I were close, obviously, because we were, and so she reads the name of the kid before me, Soham Singh, 25 on 50 or whatever. She skips my name entirely, goes to the next person. And I'm like, wait a minute. No way did she just skip my name. And then she skips Karthik's name as well. And I, like, sweat bullets. And I'm like, oh my God, we're so fucked. We fucked this. And she calls us up to the front of the class. And she's like, these two people wrote the exact same composition. She shows it to the whole class. And I'm like, Karthik, you fucking idiot, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? And he's just like, kind of like, haha, just laughing.
He's laughing.
Idiot. And I'm in 5th grade, dude. He was a menace also in school. He was his grandmother was the principal of the girls' school, and so he had special treatment in every possible way. So he could never get in trouble. But I was freaking out. This is my first year in school. I was like, dude. I tried to play it off that he had done it without my, permission. But clearly that wasn't working. Got sent to the principal's office. Both our parents got called in. It was rough, dude. It was really bad. That was a bad time in my life. It was so bad. Like my brother even had a talk with me. Like,
no.
You gotta not do this. Cheating is not. Dude, it was really rough, man.
Dude, I was actually super upset.
But yeah, that's the story. Eventually it blew over. But as we got smarter and better at cheating, I was like, listen, dumbass, don't copy my compositions. Copy, MCQs, questions, stuff like that. But yeah, that's my story.
I don't know. This one's tough. It sounds like a scene in 3 Idiots. Like, legitimately, that could have been in 3 Idiots.
Yeah, it was in 3 Idiots.
Yeah,
I was in 3 Idiots. Karthik gets one.
Okay.
Karthik, if you're listening to this, bro, you remember this, bro. Don't be mad. He's smart in other ways.
Yes, of course. Yeah. It's shocking because I think statistically, if I get this wrong, it would be like abnormal. To be wrong like 6 times in a row.
Sure.
That's unique. And I think you added good detail. You had good flow.
There's only 2 guesses, right? There's
I
only
know.
true or
I
false.
know.
So it's a 50% chance, but you somehow got everything wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
This one sounds really true.
Yeah. You locking it in?
No. Something's telling me it's false because it feels too filmic in a way. It feels scripted. I know it could possibly happen, and it happens to a lot of people, but it feels like something that would be in a plot or something. So I'm going to lock in false.
False. I thought it was true until you said that, oh, Karthik, if you're listening, haha, you know the story. Because I just felt like it.
Oh, true.
So then I was like, but I still think, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think. Fuck it, I'll say true. But I think it's false. Whatever.
What do you mean? I'll say true, but I think it's false.
It doesn't matter, right? So,
Well
if
said.
I had to guess, I would say true,
Fair
but I
enough,
think it's
okay.
false.
It is false,
Oh.
actually. So, well
Wow.
guessed. You won.
You won,
Sweet.
dude.
Oh,
Crazy.
yeah.
No crickets for you.
No crickets. That's
But,
huge.
dude, here's the thing, though. Karthik actually did always copy, and he is a total dumbass. But, I'm saying, Karthik, don't be mad. You know this. So that's not fake. That part wasn't fake.
It just sounded so fake the way you said it. And you were like, yeah.
Well, Karthik, that did not raise any alarm.
That's if I was guessing, that would have made me go false.
It was just the scene where she held up both chests. I feel like that struck me. I was
that
like, oh.
stuff happens, dude. Like,
I bet.
I've literally had teachers read out my answers in front of class.
Just
in
to
front of
roast
the
you?
class. Yeah. It's so fucked up.
That's messed up.
Back in my dad's day when he was doing his 10th grade exams, like nowadays they would give you like an envelope or whatever, but back then even your board exams they would just put on a thing. And my dad's brother thought he failed his 10th grade because some friend called and said, oh no, you failed. And he was like, huh? And then, so they were all sad. He was like, I'm not even going to bother checking. Like, he was just like depressed for 2 days. Like, the family was disgraced. And then somebody called them and said, oh, congratulations, my son saw that your son got good grades. Or whatever. Like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Wow.
crazy.
That's hilarious, dude.
Damn, bro, great episode.
Yeah,
Some
that
good
was really
stories,
fun, dude.
yeah.
You won. So he's a
won,
winner.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a winner.
I was the comeback kid, right?
I thought I almost got you though, and then I would have
Dude,
tied with
yeah.
Aman. I've
Yeah.
literally Aman's beaten me all 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Who's won each time?
Cade.
Cade won.
No,
Cade lost. Willow won. Diksha won, and you won.
Wow.
And
But
I lost.
you and Willow won with like an asterisk near your name.
Yeah,
Because you got
definitely.
that one. Diksha destroyed, dude.
Yeah, Diksha's quick.
Her first story was incredible. Like that.
Yeah, she fooled both of us in
Yeah.
the first. But yeah, anyway, great episode to the Story Game
episode, yeah,
podcast.
good
Let's
to
wrap
have.
up.
Sweet.
Wickedly
Yeah,
on.
thank you so much for having me. It's a great time.
Yeah, do you wanna
Have any
talk
closing
about
remarks?
your short film or something? You're gonna
Something to
Sure,
Sure, I
plug.
guess I
streaming
didn't even
service.
think about a promotional aspect of this.
Yeah.
yeah, to our 4 viewers maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've been busy making a short film. Coming out this December, probably we'll finish it up.
Awesome.
Yeah. So check that out when
Follow
you
him
have
on
the
Instagram.
time. Yeah, follow me on Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
It's just McKinley_Carlin.
Follow him on
Wow.
Twitter. What's your Twitter?
It's just me. No, it's actually McChonkly. That's what I had to change. It was my full name, and then I started to get risky.
Yeah.
I thought I should probably change it.
But everybody knows who you.
Well, yeah, but employers aren't like, oh, that's
Oh,
McChonkly.
Yeah.
But,
Okay,
Thank you, man.
awesome.
Thank you guys for listening and see you next time, I guess.
yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.